the ESPN app, presented by Gusto. Smalls, Courtney, in for Canty today. Yesterday, we got news from Todd Archer, our ESPN Dallas Cowboys reporter, that one George Pickens has signed the franchise tag. The tender guarantee of $27.3 million this season gives him injury protection. Stephen Jones has said of the Cowboys brass, not looking to trade him, not looking to extend him necessarily in terms of a multi-year deal. Courtney Cronin, you cover the NFL daily for a living. Why did then Pickens sign this franchise tag?
Well, because he wants the multi-year deal, and you can't get it without, if it's not going to happen with the Cowboys, you got to get traded somewhere else. So you've got to sign your tag, get under contract, so then they can trade you. Otherwise, you'd be stuck. They wouldn't be able to do that. And you have to do it before July 15th. That's the deadline, because you can't sign a multi-year contract after that. But I think the smoke that we heard last week, or literally like the reporting we heard last week, hey, he's signing this. There had been some, what was the joke that we were running? A verbal confirmation via email. So whether that was like a video message via email, I don't know. The wording of that was a little weird, but he doesn't sign it before the draft, when we all thought, when we heard that, oh, he's about to get traded tonight. To me, this is him saying, okay, I understand that you guys cannot pay me what I want to be paid. I want a multi-year deal. You want me to play on the tag. I'll do this now. Please start working on moving me as soon as possible, which this helps them, since he's under contract now, start to get the wheels truly in motion. It's not like they couldn't start working out terms of a trade, but they truly need the player under contract in order to make that happen.
But do you think that will happen? Because
I do.
The Cowboys have been... Now, listen, they could be saying one thing publicly while behind the scenes they're working through different machinations of a trade. But Stephen Jones has said publicly that they have no intention of moving Pickens. And if, he's coming off a career year, they clearly like what he did. Since he came to Dallas, he provided a different wrinkle for Dak in that offense. But they don't want to commit to him long term. But I don't know. To me, it seems like this is what we're going to have for this season, at least with George Pickens and the Cowboys.
See, I would normally... If he didn't sign the tag, because then you don't get fined for missing minicamp or any of the days of training camp, I would think that it could be a different story. To me, this is someone who knows how they play ball in Dallas. He got to witness it up close last year with Micah Parsons. I'm sure he's heard in the locker room, hey, this is how they do things contractually. They're going to try to make your life a living hell and make you blink first. So maybe there is some sort of reverse psychology here. Like, okay, I'll sign the tag with the intention of them moving me, because I've made it clear. I want a multi-year extension. You don't want me here for that long because you're only willing to pay me this because you're already paying CeeDee Lamb a boatload of money. He's too talented to be on a team like that, so he can...
What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. The NFL off-season is rolling, and we just got some major news out of Dallas. George Pickens has officially signed his franchise tag. $27.3 million guaranteed for the 2026 season. That gives him injury protection and, more importantly, allows the Cowboys to trade him if they want to. But here is the thing. The Cowboys have said publicly that they are not looking to trade him and not looking to extend him necessarily. So, what is really going on? The crew on SportsCenter started breaking down the situation, and Chris Canty made a bold statement. He said the Cowboys are ready for a Super Bowl run. Let me show you exactly what they said. Roll the clip. Did you catch that? Let me break this down because the crew had some strong opinions. First, Courtney Cronin explained why Pickens signed the tag now. She said, because he wants the multi-year deal, and you can't get it without being under contract. If it's not going to happen with the Cowboys, you got to get traded somewhere else. So, you got to sign your tag, get under contract, so then they can trade you. That is the key. Pickens wants a long-term extension. The Cowboys are not willing to give it to him right now. So, signing the tag is the first step toward forcing a trade. But is a trade actually going to happen? The crew was split. Small said, I'm going to believe the Dallas Cowboys. I'm going to believe Stephen Jones when he says we have no intention of moving him. I'm going to believe Jerry Jones when he says we have long-term plans for him. But Courtney fired back, long-term plans, but they won't give him a long-term contract. And she is right. The Cowboys have a history of dragging out negotiations with star players. They did it with Dak Prescott. They did it with Micah Parsons. They are doing it with Pickens. Now, let's talk about the timing. Why did Pickens sign the tag after the draft instead of before? Courtney said, I think there was something that fell through. The fact that he was going to sign it specific to last Thursday, we hear, hey, he's intending to sign it. Something fell through. But now that the draft is over, teams know where their holes are. And this receiver class in the draft was not great. Outside of Jordan Tyson and a few others, there were not many impact wide receivers. So, teams that need a proven playmaker are going to look at George Pickens. Courtney said, there are going to be some teams around the league that look at that and know now that they have a proven player who can do a lot of different things for you over a long stretch of time. Like this guy wants to be somewhere long term. So that already gives you, if you're a team that can afford him and can fit him under your cap for 4 years and give him that next big extension, why wouldn't you at this point? The crew also pointed out that there are other big-name receivers available. Stephon Diggs, Tyreek Hill, Jowan Jennings, Deebo Samu, Brandon Ayuk. John Lynch, the 49ers GM, basically said, please come take him. Give us something. We'll take a stick of gum at this point. But the difference is that Pickens is younger. He is coming off a career year. And he has proven he can be a difference maker. Chris Canty did not get a chance to speak in this clip, but the title of the segment is based on his belief that the Cowboys are ready for a Super Bowl run. And honestly, that is not crazy. The Cowboys have Dak Prescott. They have CeeDee Lamb. They have Micah Parsons. They have a solid offensive line. And they just drafted Caleb Downs, one of the smartest, most instinctive players in the draft, to anchor their secondary. If they keep George Pickens, their offense is dangerous. If they trade him for assets, they can build for the future. Either way, the Cowboys are in a good position. But the question is, what do they want to do? Do they want to win now? Or do they want to build for the long term? Smalls thinks Pickens stays in Dallas. Courtney thinks he gets traded. And honestly, I am leaning with Courtney. The Cowboys have not shown a willingness to pay Pickens what he wants. They already have a massive contract for CeeDee Lamb. They have to pay Micah Parsons soon. And they have Dak Prescott on a huge deal. Something has to give. And Pickens is the odd man out. But if the Cowboys do trade him, they better get a haul. A first-round pick. A young player. Something that helps them now. Because Dak Prescott is not getting any younger, and the window to win with this core is closing. I want to know what you think. Should the Cowboys trade George Pickens? And are they really ready for a Super Bowl run? Let me know in the comments. I read every single one. If you enjoyed this breakdown, hit that like button. It really helps the channel. And subscribe if you want to stay locked in. We are building something real here. See you next time. Peace.